right, and shalom. Shalom. Yabrakam Yabasham Yashai from the house of Karat Zayah, specifically from the children's department. And the reason why we're doing this from the children's department is because there are scriptures that tell us exactly what we're supposed to do. And one of those things we're supposed to do is to teach our children of our forefathers. Now, in the book of Leviticus chapter 23, for all you extra smarty pants Israelites who talk but don't really do ministry, you just talk about it. What I want to encourage y'all to do is I want to tell y'all that when it's time to teach the children like to be taught. Y'all like learning? Con? I like learning. Learning is fun. That's a real question. If you don't like learning, raise your hand. If you don't like learning, raise your hand. If you like learning, raise your hand. Love it. So the most despicable, disgusting thing to me is when I see adults not teach children. You're a bum for not teaching children, whoever you are. Children want to learn. And whenever you have adults who have lower levels of education or lower levels of drive, but have a high heart, hey, shalom to the families that join, have a high heart for teaching these Israelite children. I want to encourage and salute all of you men and all of you Israelite men and women to continue to teach the children, because I don't like the rappers. Do y'all like the rappers in music? They say bad stuff. So I don't want them teaching our children, like Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj. Like, I don't listen to radio stations. Even if I got my own problems, I make sure that the children are still learning. You feel me? So Israelites, make sure you take your personal feelings out the way, because you ain't helping nobody but yourself. That's lazy, you gluttonous, you greedy, you a bum, because you're not a teacher. You're just a person that just want to talk about teaching, but you don't want to help nobody. So Christ said, if you don't teach the little ones, it'll be better. If you hurt one of these little ones, it'll be better to have a great millstone tied on your neck and cast to the sea. So today is the day that we remember one of the days of our elders being murdered. Now, I've never taught Dr. Martin Luther King's Day. So for all you Israelites that came up under me, who learned alongside of me, who have a problem with me teaching our children about elders who were murdered, if you have a problem with me, then I don't know what to tell you. You probably got a problem with yourself. All right. So I know that the children of Israel, we learned of our forefathers. You know how ridiculous you sound if you're a person talking about, I like the prophet Jeremiah more than I like the prophet Isaiah. That's what it is with Dr. King and with Malcolm X and with who else? What's another Israelite leader that we can think of? Marcus Garvey. Who else? Can we think of another Israelite leader? King David. All right. We know the scriptural ones. All right. Who else? I'm thinking too. Who? King? Which king? We have a lot of kings over here. Martin Luther King? I'm not mad about it. That's an honest answer. All right. So that's a short, like just a few numbers, names, include, like, let's say Harriet Tubman. That's an Israelite elder woman who was murdered. Well, she was murdered, but she went through the curses just like our forefathers did. Dr. King was murdered. Harriet Tubman, I don't believe she was. I have to go back to check history. At least she most probably caught home in old age. That's like if somebody give you a $20 bill and got Harriet Tubman face on it, and the person say, I ain't gonna spend this because this got Harriet Tubman face on it, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Listen, that stuff is ridiculous. All right, we had people that was literally bitten by dogs, that was beaten by the police. You feel me? That was sawed in half. That was hung upside down so our children can learn. And you got you Hebrew lazy lights who don't want to teach nobody but yourself. And you got these beautiful Israelite faces. You feel me? Y'all will get them electronic devices, but y'all won't get them no books. Y'all real weak for that, man. So salute to the friends and families that's watching. What we're going to do is we're going to start a screen share. And we're going to talk a little bit about Dr. King. Shalom, family and friends. So we just had a powerful peer-reviewed video last night. This ministry ain't stopped to slow down or nothing. So we got the young scholars. This is the next generation of Israelites. This is who I'm paying attention to, because you old Israelites, man, y'all whack, man. Y'all gave up, man. Y'all quit. Y'all quit, and y'all don't want to do no helping, no teaching, and nothing. And a lot of you brothers, man, y'all know better, but you just hold the information to yourself. And that's why y'all stagnant. That's why y'all not growing for real, because y'all don't be helping other people. You feel me? So what I like to do is I like to continue the path that. Thank you for the numbers going up, man. Salute to y'all, man. Say shalom to the families watching.
Shalom.
Shalom. Hallelujah. You heard it from the baby brews themselves. So shalom. Look at the numbers going up. So what we are going to do is we're going to watch some very short segments. I'm going to tell y'all why. Because what I did when I was little, like when I was growing up, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna tell y'all something I did, y'all. I spoke bad about Dr. Martin Luther King. I did. I'm sorry. I apologize, y'all. I shouldn't have did that. Okay? So when you find out you did something bad, you gotta fix it. You gotta apologize, because the scripture says if a person offends, the sin is on them. But if they don't apologize for their sin, it's a double offense. So you got people walking around with 8, 9, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You know, how you count my twos? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2 to 4 to 6. So you got people walking around with these double sins on them because they refuse to apologize. They say they believe in the Bible, but they don't do nothing the Bible say. And if they do, they only do it for a little bit of time to make it look like they really believe. So if you be consistent, if you teach the children, if you be always about what the Father, even in your filthiness, be about what the Father said, and it'll prove, because your walk will really be a light to others. So we're gonna watch some quick stuff. I apologize. There's a few documentaries, and one of them is very short. And there was some bad stuff that was on Dr. Martin Luther King. And I really thought this, and I had to go back and do my research. All right. It's like a 12-minute video. But what happened was I had some people lie to me. And when I went back and learned the truth, I seen what it really was. Now, that's a video that I'm going to watch later. Okay. When my grandmother, when Amos Aquan and them, when they were younger, there was this elder, and this elder, he was murdered by the other nations. He was murdered by Esau. So every king or every ruler, as Yahweh said, we would not have no kings when we go into captivity. He said he would take away our kings. He said, now I'm not just saying that because the man, now first of all, Martin Luther King's name was not Martin Luther King. What was his real name? Does anybody know? Michael. Look at y'all, man. How So his name was a Hebrew name. His name was Who is Like God, Ma'aka Allah. All right. And what happened was, how did his name became Martin Luther King, y'all? Look at these young scholars, man. You got some old heads who don't even know this stuff, man. You know, all praise, man. I'm so grateful for the youth, for the new generation of baby brews, man. That's so salute. So Dr. Michael King, Martin Luther King, right? So what he did was, there was a teacher that was before him. His name was Martin Luther. And Martin Luther was an old Israelite elder. All right. So this old Israelite elder, what he did was, he said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now, are we still rocking? All praise. Okay. So what Michael King did, he said, well, I like this teacher, Martin Luther, so much that I'm going to call myself after him. And that's an honorable thing. All right. So when we look back at the scriptures, we see that the Most High said that after we go into slavery and captivity, that our rulers, our seers, our judges, he would take away. He would cover them. All right. And this is the example of what happened. And the example of Dr. King, and not only the whole horrific events. Ain't none of you Negroes been so scared. Some of you suckers are so terrified y'all don't know what to do if somebody was talking about actually going into a physical altercation with y'all. You would lose your heart. You would buckle. You would put your hands up and be like, don't hit me. You know how much courage it takes? You know that Christ our King, he said what? If your enemy strike you on your left cheek, turn to him also the right cheek. And that's so funny. That's so funny that Christ said that. And you got Israelites to this day who think that Christ was wrong and think that they were right. See, this is why this is important, because we're living in a time frame where Negroes have become high-minded. You got Israelites that eat pork. You got wives that don't obey their husband. You got children that don't obey their parents. You got parents that are abandoning their children. You got Israelites that are saying you can break the Shabbat, and then you also have Israelites saying that you don't got to do what Christ said to do. See, Michael King was smart. Listen, first of all, just to let y'all know, they got too much into it. Dr. King was a revolutionary. He had guns and AK-47s and pistols, and he smoked cigarettes too. See, he was a stressed out man that was trying to stay out of hell and teach his people to worship the Most High. And toward the end of his life, by time we're done with this, if you don't know about Dr. King and you still talking bad about him, you a racist and you a bigot, you a race traitor, you a sellout, you don't know nothing. Because at the end of Dr. King's life, he said, I believe that I led my people into a burning house on fire. Why did he say that? Because Dr. King also believed that what he did as far as saying, let's work together with these people. At the end, he said, you know what? There ain't no working with these people. And when I say these people, it was the same one that murdered him in the end. So our prophets and our elders and our forefathers, they did everything they could to be not only peaceful, but also to show the example of Christ. See, if anybody speaks against this, they're an antichrist, and I have no problem saying it. This is Matthew, Josiah, I want you to read this. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 38, real quick, okay? Matthew chapter 5, verse 38. Can you see the screen okay? Okay, we're going to enlarge it. We're going to make it to where everybody can see it. All right? So you never say anything against what Christ said. If you do, it's okay to make a mistake 1 or 2 times. But if you keep going in it, you're just the antichrist and you're a wicked person, man. And the Most High is going to expose you. So don't ever speak against Christ. Don't ever speak against his law, statutes, and commandments, because his word is forever. And you can make them, like I said, brother, you can make a mistake, sister. But if you continue in it, the Most High is going to expose you. Watch. See? Hold on. Now watch what Christ said, okay? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 40. Okay? You ready? We're going to read verse 39. Okay, Matthew chapter 5, verse 39. Read that. Wait. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 38.
Ye have heard that and have been said.
So Yahushua said, hold on, I'm off. Hold on 1 second, honey. All right, and Zachariah, I need you to hear this too. All right, because we talked about this earlier. All right, so this is what Yahushua said. Matthew chapter 5, verse 38. Read.
And
wait, he said, ye have what?
Ye have heard that it has been said.
So Yahushua is reminding us, all right? Yahushua said, you have heard that it had been said. So he's reminding us of something that was said in the old days. The Bible doesn't contradict itself. Paul says that people wrestle with the scriptures because they're unlearned. So all we have to do is just understand the context. So ye have heard that it had been said. So Moses told us, read.
An eye for an eye. And a tooth for a tooth.
Come on, now let's see what Christ said. Read.
But I say unto
so if anybody say opposite of this, you are an antichrist, my ninja. If anybody says the opposite of this, you are an antichrist, my auntie. So Christ said, but I say unto you, come on.
That ye resist not evil.
So this is what Dr. Michael King was teaching, not to resist evil. And the end outcome was that brother received eternal glory. Dr. Michael King, Martin Luther King, his name will not fade out of history as long as there's a sun in the sky, a moon in the earth, as long as the children of Israel are going through oppression, as long as we have been in captivity, as long as we will continue to be treated harshly, as long as anybody says the word, Jeremiah 23, they say they have dreamed, they have dreamed. As long as, see, the Most High did certain things that you can't wipe away. So, doctor, all right, because I haven't seen half of you Negroes even write a book. You ain't wrote a book. You ain't wrote out the 10 Commandments. You barely write your name. But you want to talk about a man who wrote books, who gave his life for you. You feel me? And who spoke the oracles of the Most High. Because listen, the man smoked cigarettes. Okay, he did. The man used to kick it with people outside of his race. Okay, he did. But I have never seen the man once in all of the publication, syndication, all this stuff. And I don't know Dr. King, but I do know this. I didn't see him back down from a fight. I ain't see him run off. And that's what you got. A lot of these Israelite elders, these men and women don't even do their job and got the audacity to be running their mouth. But they don't stand up and teach the children. They don't read to the children. They don't help the children. But they want to ridicule somebody who didn't get their life for. You got brothers and sisters they remember Christmas, Saturnalia, Thanksgiving, all that stuff, but don't remember a memorial time frame that one of our elders was murdered. He wasn't killed. He didn't die for your sins and for the sins of the world. Nothing like that. But he died for the cause he believed in, which caused him to be murdered for the Israelites and for the God that he believed in. I'm going to show y'all some of his speeches. If you got the stomach to test it, because these children are learning. It's you old, dusty, dried up, valley of dry bones. You ain't got no oil. You ashy, and your spirit is real weak. You ain't got the strength to stand up and teach the children. And want to walk around with a hose's forehead like you know what you're talking about. In the Bible, it's called a whore's forehead. It means you hard-headed, my brother. Is it good to be hard-headed? It's not, is it? It's not good to be hard-headed. So when it's time to teach the Yaladi want to learn. Do y'all like bad teachers? I can't stand bad teachers. What about lazy teachers? What about teachers who know but they don't come over and help you? I can't stand teachers who don't help you. Because you know that they got the answers and they'll walk right past you and go do whatever it is they want to do, but they will not help you. Lazy. Yahweh said what? Verse 39. Read that, Zechariah. Right here. But I say unto you.
But I said unto you.
Read it strong and loud.
But I said unto you.
Come on. That ye resist
not evil.
Good job. So Yahweh said, resist not evil. I'm not about to stand here and argue with a delusional person. They don't even make sense when they be talking. Zechariah, don't argue with people who don't make sense. Zechariah, don't fight with somebody who want to fight you. Listen, Yahweh said, do not resist evil. So do it make sense that Dr. King was saying, we shall overcome? We don't have to fight you back. We're going to win in the end. We're going to win with Yahweh's power. Do it make sense that he believed in Yahweh? Yeah. It does. So that's why he said, do not resist evil. Come on, read. But
whosoever.
Come on. Smite. What's smite mean?
Punch, strike.
Good job. Hit. Punch, strike, or hit. Good job. But whosoever shall smite what? Smite be.
The own they read.
Yeah, it's the opposite of left.
Right.
Good job. Let's read that again. Read.
But whoever.
Whoso. Check it out. It's easy. It's 3 sounds. Watch this. Be patient. I had to learn to watch. Who. Watch this. Who. And then S-O is.
Ever.
No, S-O is.
So.
Good job. And then E-V-R is ever. So it's who.
So ever.
Good job. Let's do it again. Who.
So ever.
Good job. So what is this?
Whosoever.
But whosoever what?
But whosoever shall smite their.
Smite thee.
On
thy right cheek. So let me show me your right cheek. Tap your right cheek. Just tap it. That's good job. That's your right cheek. Okay, I want you to punch yourself in the right cheek as hard as I'm just kidding. Do not do it. Do not do it. All right. Put your fist down. All right. So I don't want you to punch yourself in the right cheek as hard as you can. But if somebody did not love you and they punch you in your right cheek as hard as you can, as hard as they can. Yahweh, he didn't say, I don't care who hit me, I'm going to beat them up and hit them back. Because even I had to do that. I'm a strong man. I'm very strong. I ain't going to stunt. I'm strong. And I had to let a peon, I had to let somebody weaker than me, disobedient, disrespectful, belligerent, with no honor, morality, or respect, and somebody that was disrespecting my God with the most utmost sincerity. I had to let them abuse me and felt like they could overpower me. You know why, Zechariah? Because if I would have beat them up back, then I would have been worse than them. I could have beat them up. But if I would have did that, I would have been bad. So I had to make a choice. And this scripture is what came into my heart. So I'm not ashamed to say I believe in the teaching of Dr. King. I'm not ashamed. You know, shame on you poop butt Negroes who ain't did nothing. You nobody sisters who ain't did nothing. You barely pushed a fart and a baby out your butt, and you think that you a big shot? You ain't barely did nothing. These women and these men were shot with water hose, beaten by dogs, shot, hit in the head with clubs. I mean, everything you can think of, man. Just so you Israelites today can wear fringes and keep the Shabbat day holy. Come on, let's read this card. It said, Yahushua said, but whosoever shall what?
But whosoever
shall smite
their own
thy right cheek, turn to him also turn to him also. Oh, excuse me, turn to him the other also. Yeah, turn to him the other also. See? So, yeah, so this was the stance that Dr. King was taking. And a lot of Israelites, including myself, because you never know what's going to happen in a hostile situation. You never know what's going to happen when it's like, okay, it's time to throw them hands. But we know this, that these elders, and it wasn't just Dr. King, some of your grandfathers and some of your grandmothers was involved in these civil rights movements. Why was they involved in it? Because they wanted you today to be able to wear fringes. They wanted you today to be able to go to service. They wanted you today to be able to have a house, to have a car. And some of you Negroes work with white people all day. And you love white people. And you respect white people. But you disrespect the Israelites that's right in front of you. Dr. King was one of those Israelites that was murdered. It's a federal holiday that a lot of you Negroes don't have to work. He was a martyr for our nation. Now, we're going to go into one of his speeches. It's going to be a very short speech. You know why? Because a lot of you old heads ain't going to teach it. How y'all old and you got the young men and young women who want to hear this stuff, and y'all not going to teach it because you selfish and you lazy. This man did all the work for you. This video is only 16 seconds. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all learned in this video, Khan.
Yeah.
All right, this is a Zaquan. This is an Abba Zaquan, Khan. Okay. All right, let's see what he said. And he had Pitney too. He had children. Y'all want to see his children? Y'all want to see his Elijah? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Dr. Martin Luther King's children and family. Let's see if we can find old pictures. Let's see. So he had Elijah. See, he had Pitney. And when he was murdered, he was taken away from his Elijah. That's his bond. That's his Banaf. That's his son, his daughter. That's his rib. So when he was murdered, he was taken away from his Abba, from his bond. Do you think they was happy?
No.
They weren't, were they?
No.
So do you think that we should be weirdo Israelites and not be talking about that? We should be laughing and being happy and also saying this was a mashpachah, this is a family. So once he was murdered, he was gone. And then now, Abba not in the picture. See? But before, look, his Amma loved him, the Banyam loved him, Khan. See? And look, what he got behind him? Khan, he got Xbox?
No.
He got PlayStation?
No.
It wasn't made yet, but there was other stuff. But he got his library. Isn't the library important?
No.
Khan, all praise your house. Ma? You be quiet in the library? See, look, did that look like a good picture with Abba and Banyam? Khan. So Yahweh said, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long. Hold on, let's get another picture. Dr. Martin Luther King and his son cross burning in the front yard. See, look at these. See, so what happened on it? What'd you say, Tazaiwan?
What they doing?
What they doing?
Mm-hmm.
So what they doing is Dr. King is taking the cross out of the ground because what some bad people did was they had put this in front of his house. And you see his bond? You see his little bond outside with him? Mm-hmm. So what they did was they put this in front of his house and they set it on fire to be mean. So they was being mean to him. And then Abba and his bond, and he came outside and he looked at it. And then he did what?
Took it out
the ground. Took it out the ground. Khan? Was he scary? Was he soft? When I see, look, that's what when I say soft, I mean was he weak? Where he put it, he probably put it in the trash. Because it's bad. You see, that's what they would do. That's what the bad man would do. and they would put that in front of the house to try to scare us. But was Dr. King scared? He took it out, and his bond was right there. So y'all have to remember these things, because these things was done to us as a nation. All right, these was done to our grandparents, and we had grandparents who died, and they gave their lives so y'all can go safe and be schooled, and y'all can learn, and y'all can do right. Now, in the beginning, he didn't know, but I believe that at the end, Dr. King, he was teaching that we was Israelites too. So let's see what he tells us, Con.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine.
How old are you, Zaya?
11.
How old are you, Zaya?
7.
How old are you, Zachariah?
9.
So we have 11, 7, and 9.
Yeah.
So I want y'all to think about y'all life's blueprint. What you want to do in the future, Con? Con? And the decisions that you make right now will help you later, Con? So I know every day I think we should be wearing fringes with a border of blue, but I think also I could be a park ranger and I can get paid to be an officer in the park, or I can be or what else?
A worker.
What kind though? Do I want to work with a feather, or do I want to work with a heavy brick?
Feather.
Who?
Heavy brick.
Who want to work with a heavy brick?
Me.
You? Well, you can either work with a feather and get paid by doing something easy, or you can work with a heavy brick and get paid by doing something hard all day. Which one?
Feather one.
Feather?
Heavy brick.
You want the heavy brick?
I want hard.
Okay, you want hard? So that's good. So you say feathers there? That's good. That's good. So each one of us have a choice. You can either choose the feather or you can choose the brick. When I was a Pitney Dim, I chose the brick because I wanted to do the brick work. But I like to learn and do the feather, because if you learn right now and you do school work and you get all your school work done, then when you get older and you get better with how it give you to do, then you don't have to lift up the brick. You just lift the peg with the feather and you get easy money. Or you can lift the brick and you get the money the hard way. So what the Zaquan is saying, he's saying, think about what you want to do right now, Con. At this age, Con. Con, let's see.
Which way your life shall go. You usually have an architect who draws a blueprint.
You know what architect is?
Con.
Okay, everybody know what architect is?
No.
An architect is the person that draws out what the house look like before you build it. Con? Con.
And that blueprint serves as the pattern, as the guide, as the model for those who are to build the building. And a building is not well erected without a good, sound, and solid blueprint. Now, each of you is in the process of building the structure of your lives. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest.
Okay, so question. So, let's call it Desire one. When you do better, when you get older, all right, do you want to have less or have more?
More.
When you do better, when you get older, do you want life to be Tawab or die?
Con.
Tawab, Con? So we need to have a plan, Con?
Con.
So what Yahweh tell us, without a plan, the people perish. Con? So you have Dr. King telling Israelites and Pitney Dim, he's telling the young man and the young women that you gotta have a plan, because if you don't, then things might not be as easy. So whenever you get up for every morning of the day, you gotta think about, what do you want to do tomorrow? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? And if you have a plan, you can be that, huh? Y'all know what my plan is? Y'all know what I want to be when I get older?
priest.
Yeah, priest. What do you think I want to be, Zaya? What do y'all think I want to be when I grow up? Post it up in the room. What do y'all think when I was little? I said I wanted to be when I grow up. What do you say? Oh, what? Burrito.
Wait, Lita.
A burrito.
Oh, what time?
No, Lita.
A burrito.
No, construction worker. Construction worker. Remember when you said when you been told that I said the heavy bread.
A weeder.
A leader.
A leader.
A Lita.
A weeder.
Leader.
Show me. Show me. Show me, Tazai one. Wait, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Wait, stand up. Wait, give me Tazai one. Tazai one, stand up. Y'all give me space. Tazai one, stand up. Wait. Oh, you are standing up? Oh. You're sure. What are you saying? You saying a what?
A Lita.
Show me. Wait, be quiet, Zakoya. I know. Show me.
How?
He said, wait, Zakoya, wait. Let us do it. Okay, so I want to be a what when I grow up?
Busting the weed.
Great job, God, you had to say it differently. So, what do you guess I want to be when I grow up?
A construction worker.
Construction worker. What do you guess I am?
A construction worker or a priest.
Abba or what?
You already has Abba.
So he said a construction worker, a priest, an Abba, or a reader, and they are right about all of those things. When I was younger, I wanted to learn how to be a lover, a leader, protector, and a provider. So I wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to be an old man that when things happen, I can know how to direct people to the right answers. So in order to do that, you gotta have a plan. Okay. You have a blueprint. So let's finish watching what the doctor says. Zaire, excuse me. Zaire, time to Shemai, huh? All right, Shemai.
Number one in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Now that means that you should not be ashamed of your color. You know, it's very unfortunate that in so many instances, our society has placed a stigma on the Negro's color. You know, there are some Negroes who are ashamed of themselves. Don't be ashamed of your color. Don't be ashamed of your biological features. Somehow you must be able to say in your own lives and really believe it.
All praise, Khan. Hallelujah. Now, does that sound like something we need to hear?
Yeah.
Khan, yes. So what did the doctor teach us just now? He said what? Khan. And what else? There's more than one answer.
Don't be ashamed and
Yeah, Khan. And what kind of skin do you have?
black.
That's right. You have beautiful brown skin, beautiful black skin. We come in different shades of brown, right? So what did he tell us? What else I heard? It's your answer time.
He said my answer.
Well, give a different one then. There's plenty to give.
Black but beautiful.
Okay, that's right. And that's what I was given. We know. All right, let's give a different one. Come on. Anybody? What? Believe in yourself. Huh? No, that's what he said. He said, no matter what, believe in yourself. Okay? All right. And he said exactly what King Solomon said. King Solomon said, I am black, but I am
beautiful.
That's right. That's right. The word that King Solomon used was comely. King Solomon said, I am black, but I am comely. I am beautiful. Also, while we're chilling, I am going to be making Tazatiafian. I'm going to make a set of fringes. So if you watch this video, you can learn how I make fringes with this specific set that I buy from Walmart. You can get this from pretty much anywhere now, Joann's Fabric, whatever. But I like the material, the way it's used, the way it flows, because it makes very good gudalim. So I'm gonna make a set of fringes while you watch this. Okay, everybody, y'all ready? Con, let's see what Saquon said. Come on.
And believe it or and therefore you need not be lured into purchasing cosmetics advertised to make you lighter.
Right.
Neither do you need to process your hair to make it appear straight.
Right.
You have good hair, and it is as good as anybody else's hair in the world. And we've got to believe that.
Y'all think that too, John?
Now, in your life's blueprint.
So you Amaya, man, you so-called black women, man, y'all don't need to be wearing weave and wigs. Y'all don't need to be wearing them what y'all think about them eyelashes? When they put them long eyelashes on, y'all think they look nice or funny? I think they look funny. They look so goofy, and they put on them long eyelashes, and it's not cute. No matter how the women try to make themselves, the children even think it look funny. Everybody think it look funny. The only reason women keep wearing them is because people don't say nothing about it, like how funny it look. It look like they got butterflies on their faces. It look like they got, the eyelashes just don't look too long. They look too unnatural. So like the doctor said, your hair is perfect, your hair is beautiful, and it's just as good as anybody. So, you don't need the wigs, you don't need the weaves. All right, be who you are. This is what we've been telling you for a long time.
Be sure that you have that a principle of somebodyness. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have as a basic principle the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor.
Right? So what does he mean? He says
you're going to be deciding as the days and the years unfold what you will do in life.
Listen.
What your life's work will be. And once you discover what it will be, set out to do it and to do it well. And I say to you, my young friends, that doors are opening to each of you. Doors of opportunity are opening to each of you that were not open to your mothers and to your fathers. And the great challenge facing you.
Now, this is the part that really bothers me, is because within Yasha'Allah, within Israel, you all will be able to do stuff that I wasn't able to do. So you have Israelites who have opportunities, and they're not taking their opportunities. So a lot of you can do stuff that your grandfathers, your grandmothers weren't able to do. You feel me? As far as contracts, looking up information, buying land outside of America. Do y'all want to live outside of America? I do too. It's fun. I loved it. And we can. All right. You just got to have a what? You got to have a plan.
Is to be ready to enter these doors as they open. Ralph Waldo Emerson said in a lecture back in 1871 that if a man can write a better book or preach a better sermon or make a better mousetrap than his neighbor, even if he builds his house in the woods, the world will make a beaten path to his door. That hadn't always been true, but it will become increasingly true. And so I would urge you to study hard, to burn the midnight oil. I would say to you, don't drop out of school, and I understand all of the sociological reasons why we often drop out of school. But I urge you, in spite of your economic plight, in spite of the situation that you are forced to live so often with intolerable conditions, stay in school. And when you discover what you're going to be in life, set out to do it as if God Almighty called you at this particular moment in history to do it. And just don't set out to do a good Negro job, but do a good job that anybody could do. Don't set out to be just a good Negro doctor, a good Negro lawyer, a good Negro school teacher.
All right, so let me tell everybody that's watching with us, this part right here. Now, I'm familiar with this speech. I chose this speech for a specific reason. And just to let everybody know, I'm very familiar with this speech, not to the degree to where I have it memorized by heart, but I know what the king is saying. I know what Dr. King is saying. So for me, I don't have a high school diploma or I don't have a GED. So when I see adults who have high school diplomas, who have GEDs, but they still living mediocre lives because they didn't take the extra step and go further to do more than flipping burgers, even though they have diplomas. And don't tell me you got a degree and it didn't get you nowhere. No, you didn't use it. You know how I can tell you that? Because I don't got no degrees. I don't got no GED. I don't got no high school diploma, and I'm not glorifying that. It's just a shame to see people who have stuff squandering. It's like, yo, Dr. King said what? He said, this is the opportunity that our children can be more. So we got to teach the Yaladium that they can be more. Y'all want to be better? Y'all want to be worse?
Better.
Y'all want to be greater? Y'all want to be less?
Better.
Amen. Barro ya. Shalom. Barro. Shalom. All right. It also takes a strong man to do that, right? Amen. Hallelujah. It takes a strong man to turn the other cheek. Ain't that right, y'all? If you at school and somebody's messing with you or somebody's throwing paper, somebody's picking at you, it's easy to push them down or to punch them. And I've done it before. I'm not talking about nobody. I've done it before. I ran up into a boy and I kicked him like Liu Kang off Mortal Kombat. I was like, wow! And I jumped in there and I kicked him. And you know why? Because he was bullying somebody. He was a big old mean dude. And I kicked him in the chest because he was bullying somebody. But guess what? I got kicked out of school because I did it and I got in trouble. So I shouldn't have did it, cunt. But I will say this, though. We don't tolerate bullies. And we tell our children to be better. And that's what the elders was doing. That's what this elder is doing. Let's get back to what he was saying. All right, let's see what the Zaquan was saying, cunt. All right, make sure you pay attention, cunt. Let's learn. All right. And this is one I'm going to watch later. This one is actually spitting hate on him. All right. This is a good
teacher, a good Negro preacher, a good Negro barber, a beautician, a good Negro skilled laborer. For if you set out to do that, you have already flunked your matriculation exam for entrance into the University of Integration. Set out to do a good job and do that job so well that the living, the dead, or the unborn couldn't do it any better.
Y'all hear what he said? What he say? Teach me. What did he say? He said, set out to do your job so good that what?
The living or the undead.
Uh-huh. That's right. What did he say, Zachariah? Zaire? He said, set out to do your, whatever it is Yahweh gave you to do. He said, set out to do it so good that what?
The living or the undead. Couldn't you do it?
Couldn't do it as good as you. Right? So he said, that's right. That's right. So let me tell y'all something. So Dr. King said, set out to do your job so well that the living or the dead could not do it better than you. Let me help y'all with that. The scripture says the Bible, since you got certain people that want to try to pit the Bible, Dr. King against the Bible, talking about we wasn't commanded to do that. That ain't the Bible. You gotta do Dr. King. Yo, what are you talking about, man? Listen. Whenever you got a man of the Most High, all right, that was murdered for over 3 years. For over 3 years, the Most High put this man, I don't know the exact time frame, in public eye frame of the camera so that people can see what it looks like to have a strong Israelite Negro. All right, and he was being strategic. When my Amma was teaching me about Dr. King, Amma Zaquan said Dr. King was hard. He was a radical. But the way that they put him on TV was that he was soft, and he wasn't. He was just a very loving man who wanted his people to be better, to have better. All right, so he's telling us to be better. All right, if you're gonna be a student, be the best student. Don't be a weak student. Be a good student, Con. If you're gonna do push-ups, you're gonna do small baby push-ups, you're gonna do big man push-ups. Yeah, you're gonna do big man push-ups, Con. All right, so that's what he's telling us. He's saying, don't just do something. He's saying, be the best at what you do, Con. Shema.
Falls your lot to be a street sweeper. Sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets like Leontine Price sings before the Metropolitan Opera. Sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the host of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley.
Now I like that. He says, if you can't be a pine tree in the top of a hill, be a scrub in the valley. So if you think about it, a pine tree is real big, and it's got this real big, and if it's at the top of the hill, everybody look up to it, But not everybody's meant to be a big pine tree in the top of a hill. Some people are meant to be, something else. So what he says is, if you can't be a pine tree at the top of a hill, he says, be a scrub in the valley. So TLC did a song, say, I don't want no scrub. That's a bad song. I'm glad y'all don't know that song. That was before their time. No Scrub is a bad song. All right? So if you can't be a pine at the top of the hill, the Zaquan, the elder, Dr. King said, be a scrub in the valley. And a lot of you brothers that's in the truth, a lot of you sisters that's in the truth, your fathers and your mothers was around at the time of Dr. King's assassination. And you better believe that they respected him. So who are you to be like, oh, we knew Israelites, we don't think like that no more? Nah, shame on y'all. Let's see what he says.
But be the best little scrub on the side of the reel. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are.
Y'all like that? Y'all like that? I like that. Let's do that again. How like
Signs that you win or you fail. Just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by signs that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are.
oh, we'll do. Do that. All praise.
We already have some noble examples. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by signs that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. We already have some noble examples of black men and black women who demonstrated to us that human nature cannot be cataloged. They in their own lives have walked through long and desolate nights of oppression, and yet they've risen up and plunged against cloud-filled nights of affliction, new and blazing stars of inspiration. And so from an old slave cabin of Virginia's hills, Booker T. Washington rose up to be one of America's great leaders. He lit a torch in Alabama, and darkness fled in that setting. Yes, you should know this because it's in your own city. From a poverty-stricken area of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Marion Anderson rose up to be the world's greatest contralto, so that a Toscanini could say that a voice like this comes only once in a century, and Sibelius of Finland could say, my roof is too low for such a voice, from the red hills of Gordon County, Georgia, and the arms of a mother who could neither read nor write. Roland Hayes rose up to be one of the world's great singers and carried his melodious voice into the palaces and mansions of kings and queens. From crippling circumstances, there came a George Washington Carver to carve for himself an imperishable niche in the annals of science. There was a star in the diplomatic sky, and then came Ralph Bunce, the grandson of a slave preacher. He reached up and grabbed it and allowed it to shine in his life with all of its scintillating beauty. There was a star in the athletic sky. Then came Jackie Robinson in his day and Willie Mays in his day with their powerful bats and their calm spirits. Then came Jesse Owens.
Okay, so y'all might not know it, but we can go through a list of these people. He's naming out great Israelites that had to go through hard times to be better. Con, that's what he's doing. And he's naming off Israelites that we can learn about today. Okay? God, that's what we do. We give history of each other so we can look each other up. It's called rehearsing righteous acts.
With his fleet and dashing feet, then came Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali with their educated fists. All of them came to tell us that we can be somebody, and to justify the conviction of the poet, fleecy locks and black complexion cannot forfeit nature's claim.
So fleecy locks and black complexion. See, the way that Dr. King taught was like a poet. So fleecy locks and dark complexion cannot forfeit nature's claim. Do all of us have locks in our hair? Because your hair is locky because it curls up. See, it's locky because it curls up. Even if it's short, it's still locky. It curls up. So we have locky, curly, fleecy hair with brown skin. That's the same description that was given of Christ in the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation. All right?
Forfeit nature's claim. Skin may differ, but affection dwells in black and white the same. And if I were so tall as to reach the pole, or to grasp the ocean at a span, I must be measured by my soul. The mind is the standard of the man. And finally,
bars. Bars. I'm just now people. I probably could go back and take his
finally in your life's blueprint must be a commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Don't allow anybody to pull you so low as to make you hate them. Don't allow anybody to cause you to lose your self-respect to the point that you do not struggle for justice. However young you are, you have a responsibility.
Okay, so let me tell you what he just said. So what Dr. King said was, no matter how young you are, he said, respect yourself enough to take up for yourself. Okay? He said, don't let nobody do you wrong. He said, take up for yourself. He said, you have a responsibility to look out for yourself. Let's finish him what he's saying.
To seek to make your nation a better nation in which to live. You have a responsibility to seek to make life better for everybody. And so you must be involved in the struggle for freedom and justice. Now, in this struggle for freedom and justice, there are many constructive things that we all can do and that we all must do. And we must not give ourselves to those things which will not solve our problems. You've heard the word nonviolent and you've heard the word violent. I happen to believe in nonviolence. We struggle with this method with young people and adults alike all over the South, and we have won some significant victories, and we've got to struggle with it all over the North because the problems are as serious in the North as they are in the South. But I believe as we struggle with these problems, we've got to struggle with them with a method that can be militant,
right,
but at the same time does not destroy life or property. And so our slogan must not be burn, baby, burn. It must be build, baby, build. Organize, baby, organize.
That's good. I'm glad you started that clap. But what was you just clapping for?
He told you not to break, but build.
That's right. He told us not to break, but to build. That's right. Man, all praise. All praise. Come on. Excellent answer.
Yes, our slogan must be learn, baby, learn, so that we can earn, baby, earn.
Yeah, no, I like that.
And with a powerful commitment, I believe that we can transform dark yesterdays of injustice into bright tomorrows of justice and humanity. Let us keep going toward the goal of selfhood, toward the realization of the dream of brotherhood, and toward the realization of the dream of understanding goodwill. Let nobody stop us. I close by quoting once more the man that the young lady quoted, that magnificent black bard who has now passed on, Langston Hughes. One day he wrote a poem entitled Mother to Son. The mother didn't always have her grammar right, but she uttered words of great symbolic profundity. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stad. It's had tacks in it. Boards torn up, places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I's been a climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So, boy, don't you stop now.
Don't stop now.
Don't you sit down on the steps because you find it's kind of hard. But I still going, boy. I still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair. But we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.
That's right. That's right. All praise. Oh, yeah. Hey, that was hard. Okay, so check this. Just real quick, everybody. That was only 16 minutes. Yo, Tawala Mashpachah for rocking out with us, man. Y'all want to say shalom to everybody?
Shalom.
Hey, yo, Tawala for y'all building, man. Salute to all of the mothers and to all of the fathers that are helping everybody. That's right, Tawala, man. Shalom. All right, the brother said shalom, Rakab. All right. Hallelujah. The brother said shalom, y'all. Y'all want to say shalom to him?
Shalom.
Come. Then, oh, shalom. Victoria Israel, she said shalom to y'all. Y'all want to say shalom to her?
Shalom.
Hallelujah. And then we got Bardo. Bardo said shalom. He said takes a strong man. Y'all want to say shalom to Bardo? Shalom, Bardo. And then we got Victoria Israel. She said that's awesome. Y'all want to say shalom? And then we have Amara Ashwan. She said shalom. Y'all want to say shalom? She said Anya Ahab Atam. AAA. That means Anya Ahab Atam. That means I love you. Oh, they go Amakanai and Yeshaya Maya. Shalom!
Shalom!
And then we have Ace Yahawada, Ace Judah. Shalom!
Shalom!
All right, so anybody want to talk about anything they learned about Dr. King? Bring it out, just speak.
He said, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk,
And if you can't be the best of yourself, be what you can to do.
Come on. What else?
Always keep learning.
Always keep learning. Don't be dumb. Hey, that's good. Excellent. So this is excellent. I want to say the water to all the Amayim, the water to all the Abayim. The Most High said, honor your fathers and your mothers that your days may be long. Dr. Martin Luther King's name should be remembered. And when our children, when they go back to school, and when people try to teach or talk about them, guess what? They learn about Dr. King from their in-house family first, because he was martyred. He was murdered. He was a martyr for the children of Israel. And for those of you who haven't, go back. If you're adults now. Go back, everybody, and I'm gonna tell y'all, go back and listen to Dr. King's speeches, okay? Because I want to keep going, but our time frame is short. Go back and listen to Dr. King's speeches. I'm gonna share a link in here, and this link is very, you gotta be careful, because I watched this documentary a while back, and it actually had me like, oh man, Dr. King, he wasn't a nice guy. What did he really believe? He really believes some bad stuff. So I'm gonna share this link real quick. But the point of saying that is to say it's better if we learn about ourselves, if we teach our children ourselves. Now, is Dr. King, can Dr. King's day be found in Leviticus chapter 23 in the Bible? Absolutely not. No. And I've had a few, even in my own household, I've had Israelites try to fight with me over teaching. Even in my own household, I've had Israelites try to tell me I'm wrong for teaching our children this way. But they the same Israelites that Yahweh used me to teach them the way. No, we're going to do what Yahweh used. That's right. We're going to do what Yahweh. That's right. La'ah. That's what we say to the bad. We say la'ah. So do y'all feel like y'all stronger or weaker?
stronger.
Feel like y'all know more or less?
More.
Feel like you're wiser or a fool?
Wise.
So should we give salute to our elders and Dr. King and Malcolm X and to King David and to Yahweh Shai and to Isaiah and Jeremiah and those prophets and our fathers and our mothers? Should we give respect to them? I believe so too. What do you think, Zaire, to Zion? Y'all think so too? Con what? So it is okay to wear stinky shoes to Zion? Was you paying attention to the questions? So we should give respect to our Abayim and our Amiyim. Con. Yo, so with that being said, man, we just want to tell y'all, man, we love y'all. Dua to everybody for sharing and spending time. Let's get this link up here. All right. Do y'all want to say anything? Y'all want to say anything to them before I would be done?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all do. Okay, hold on. Let me get y'all on camera so y'all can give your own words. Okay, hold on. Okay. Huh?
I'm thinking.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna step out the camera. Who want to speak to the people first?
Me.
All right, go ahead. Talk to the people. Tell about what you want to talk to people.
You must learn more and don't be dumb. You should always keep learning and don't give up.
The camera's over here, Bubby. They're over there.
Okay.
Go ahead, Zakaria. Finish, Zakaria. Wait, Zakaria, it's not your time. No, you didn't. Stop being shy. Finish your point, boy. Go ahead, finish.
It's okay if you fail. Just kind of climb back.
Go ahead. Right here, baby. Go ahead.
Myself.
What you learn about Dr. King?
Love yourself.
Love yourself. That's a good one. Love yourself and your family. That's a good one. You can't get around that.
And always worship God.
And always worship Yahweh. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Come on. Anything else?
No.
I think that's it. And for everybody else, we're going to say Laila Tawab, everybody. Laila Tawab.
Laila Tawab.
Laila Tawab. Tawab for spending this time with us. All right.
Give me this.
Train the children where they grow. They will have to part from us. So, come here, Charlotte.
I got who's the cat? I know the ball. Wait, what? Okay.
I got the basketball.
All right, y'all can play for a little bit, but we got to get packed up and start to shake the spot.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, look to me.
All right. Any questions before we get back? I'm actually gonna play one more documentary. I haven't even tried to do it. I'm gonna play another documentary, so if y'all want to keep watching, you can. And I'm gonna start getting my stuff packed up. I have kind of a long, cold drive. All right, let's see if we get this. All right, here we go, fam.
Greatest America. Fine. Third greatest, just behind Abraham Lincoln, but just ahead of the first US president, George Washington. The top 10 was an eclectic mix, but in 2011, his popularity was confirmed again when 94% of Americans said they held a favorable view of MLK. The same year, a memorial to King was erected just off the National Mall in Washington, D.C. He's become the symbol of peace on motivational posters, T-shirts, fridge magnets, a bobblehead. Politicians on the left and right invoke his memory. Even Trump and Obama agree on MLK.
A man who stirred our conscience. His words and his vision only grow stronger through time.
But it wasn't always like this. In 1966, following some of his most significant civil rights victories, nearly 2/3 of Americans disapproved of MLK. So how did we get from this to this? In order for King to become a hero loved by nearly all Americans, his transformative politics and criticisms of the country's inequalities have been cherry-picked, leaving behind a diminished legacy. His name, quotes, social media, and on TV.
Dr. King persevered.
This is not in the spirit of Martin